And he throws the paper on the ground. Just like 10 pages of bullshit. He throws it on the ground. And again, I sit in the front row.
Yeah.
So and when he threw it on the ground, I was able to read the top.
The MOA format. Wyatt Embarrasses.
Hey, yo, Spitty, what time is it?
And welcome everybody to another episode of
Doctor, Lawyer, Comedian.
That's right. I'm your host, Wyatt.
I'm Luca Branches.
And today, it's been a long time.
I
It's been
know.
a long time, but we have a guest on.
Yeah, I know. We wanted to do this guest, especially because, you know, when we tested out with Joshua earlier in, like, basically the series, it worked pretty well, I think. So
Yeah, it seems like you guys liked it. You don't have to just listen to Luke and my voice every day, but
yeah. This is also our first in-person podcast for a little bit, so that's going to be more fun.
We're going to have the next month or so, or even longer, should be all in person, and it should have a lot of guests, so I hope you guys are down for that. Anyways, we're going to introduce our guest for today. This guy, he is one of my best friends from high school. I'm going to be his best man at his wedding coming up next year. I almost plugged it like a tour date. I was almost like, August 2025, coming, Jessica and Connor. But this is Connor Kugler, everybody.
Hello, nice to meet you guys. My name is Connor, and this is my best man. And I'm
Why
honored.
did you become so
dude,
white?
Connor,
as
what
soon
the
as
fuck?
I know. I did become
Connor is
white.
not like
that. You became so white.
He is not like this, and I like. He became very polite. Oh, I am hot.
This is what they mean.
This was not at all. What's it called?
I'm getting through the intro, so that way.
Yeah.
Sometimes
that way I can ask what I really want to ask.
Actually, with Joshua too, it took him a little while.
Yeah.
But that's what we have this alcohol for.
Yeah. Connor's getting drunk. Wyatt got high. I'm just sleepy. But it'll work out. It's the trifecta of delusion.
Yeah, Connor is one of those drunk
Here.
Disney adults that you see all across America nowadays.
Yeah.
So, I'm not much better. I'm a strawberry shortcake adult.
Yeah, so Luke, I'm glad that you are wearing a Simba t-shirt for this podcast because it's actually pretty on point for what I'm about to ask you right now.
Well, Connor's really hosting the podcast.
I am.
God damn it. Dude, Connor's been okay.
Because much like Simba, you've been a real bitch. I've been asking you for months.
He's a cat.
Yeah, but
pussy.
Yeah, did you not watch Lion King? The entire time, Nala is chasing after him, and he's being a little pussy running into the jungle. That's fucking Luke.
This is too
Luke,
much
bro.
Disney adult right here. I don't even.
Yeah, dude. You just went. You just like 5 layers deep into the
Yes,
Walt
I am
Disney.
going 5 layers deep. But my point is,
as you can see in Lion King 2.5.
Yeah. In the series,
in the deleted scene where Pumbaa meets Timon's older brother. It's like, what are we talking about, dude?
In the unreleased sequel.
Okay. The reason I bring it up is because I've been asking you for months to please talk to a woman, to ask a girl out, to put yourself out there, and I see you go on stage and you tell jokes. But when it comes to talking to a female,
that was such shade right there.
When it comes to talking to a female, you're in the jungle with Pumbaa and Timon.
Okay, so
we're Pumbaa and Timon right now.
So Connor has been wanting me to talk to a girl for forever, and we actually made a deal about what was it, 2 years ago, maybe a year ago, where if I had to either. What did I have to do? It was I had to come up with.
You wanted to. So Luke wanted to motivate himself, which actually.
Before
we even do this, actually, I like to point out what Connor said, which is a lot of people always say "Oh, Luke, you have so much confidence on stage. I bet I bet you get all the girlies." But
man, really? Okay, yeah.
Confidence does not transfer. It does not transfer.
It doesn't. It actually doesn't. That's not how it works.
That's
really.
not how it works.
Maybe sometimes, but not completely. Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, so Luke kind of at the time wanted to get a whole bunch of, I think it was 10 new minutes of good comedy.
Yeah.
So we made the deal.
I think it was 15.
It was within 2 months. Yeah, it was something no, it was 15.
It was within a month.
It was not 15. Okay, yeah, it was 5 or 10 minutes. He had to get good material. We wrote out little stipulations or whatever.
Yeah.
And if he didn't do that, he had to ask a girl out.
So.
And unsurprisingly.
And he's fucked us over.
Luke didn't get the material in time.
Yeah, so we didn't. So I didn't. And then I told him I was going to. I think I did kind of, but you guys kept saying no.
Fuck it. This is revisionist history.
Kind of,
bro.
This is revisionist history right here. You not only failed, you failed so poorly that for a whole month we gave you so much shit for not like sticking to the fucking bet you made. You waited till like the very last weekend to actually give any new material.
Yeah, okay.
To try and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, no, I do.
You were like Wyatt doing his senior paper in high school.
Yeah.
Hey, that's another story.
Yeah, we can actually.
Well, we get good transition. Any more you want to say about this?
I mean.
Okay, yeah, and I didn't.
Sack
have
the
asked
fuck
that
up
girl,
is all I want to say.
Connor really wants me
To
to
this
ask that
day,
girl,
yeah,
so.
you gotta ask a girl.
I've asked a few
Look,
out before.
we're gonna tell a lot of high
I've
school
asked actually
stories.
like 2 or 3 out.
We're gonna tell a lot of high school stories tonight. I want you to know, I got rejected all the way up until college.
I've gotten rejected like 3.
The girl I married is basically my first girlfriend.
Okay,
For all intents and purposes, like.
I've
You know how
gotten
many
rejected a
girls?
few times.
I dated one
Is
other
that
girl in high
flex
school.
or not? I can't tell.
Yeah,
That's kind of a flex, and it's kind of not.
I don't think it's a flex.
I
Well,
know.
it's a flex in that you're like, I never even wanted anyone. I never even had anybody else.
No. I did ask girls out, and I did. I just got. I did ask, but that's my point. I put myself out there, and I got rejected.
Yeah.
Like he's got to. It's like trial and error. He's got.
Oh, speaking of rejection, actually, if we have any like early listeners here, you remember that episode with I didn't say his name in that episode. Now because we're like 30 episodes more in, I'm gonna say it. But you remember that gay guy who was hitting on me really hard in Merced?
Jared Jarvis.
This is who we originally wanted. I was like the ugly chick who you settle for when the hot chick doesn't go for you. That was me, man. I mean, actually though, he was going for the threesome. I mean, not gonna lie.
Yeah, bro. Like. But he's not even like the first gay guy to come up to me and do that shit. Like I used to live with a gay guy in college, and he'd constantly want to fuck me in my own house, bro. It's like I feel like I'm like the master gay baiter out here. It's like wild, dude.
Well, yeah. I mean, because
You
today,
wear a Disney,
exactly.
what's it called, and you're jacked and like, and you started this podcast with hello,
like your
I'm
fiance
like-
must like not get worried when you're out in public. You know, she's like, oh, like are women gonna like? No, it's like that guy's gay. Clearly,
Yeah, I know.
You're just setting off gaydars of even like the best experts.
How much Winnie the Pooh attire until you're gay? How many until you have to suck a dick? How much? What's it called? Piglet.
How much credit do you have to spend at box lunch?
Yeah.
Before it's required.
How much FYE cash do you need?
Hey, but actually, that's a pretty good.
Why? Well, actually, we all just bought stuff
Wait,
today.
Also, Luke doesn't know about my senior paper.
Oh yeah, you don't know the
what's up?
story, do you?
No, what happened?
Pretty embarrassing. So I don't
Well,
think
you
I ever
tell,
mentioned
you tell,
it.
and I'll tell the part that I know.
Yeah.
Tell
Okay.
about how you wrote your senior paper.
No, but
then.
you don't want my perspective because my perspective is gonna make me seem good.
Yeah, just tell your
Yeah, I was like, so you want my perspective on this?
Yeah, let's hear.
So, me and Wyatt went to high school together. Just FYI for the audience, and we have to do at our high school what's called a senior project, and part of it is
It's like a children's thesis.
yeah. And you get to pick what you do your senior project about, but that's sort of irrelevant to the story.
Yeah,
yeah.
I chose the very academic subject of table tennis,
Yeah.
ping pong.
So like generally this paper lands around like maybe
10
to
pages.
like 10 pages or so. And you know, you would think if you were, you know, studious that you would pace that out. My boy Wyatt over here, he decided to do his paper purely off of Wikipedia like the night before
Really?
the draft was
Okay,
due.
listen, dude, it was the
Okay, yeah.
draft. You know how on
What do you
you
mean
know
the
on
draft?
you know when you have a big paper, they're like, okay, the draft
Oh,
is due
the rough
2
draft.
weeks before.
Yeah, I
the
don't know
real-
why I thought like the
rough
basketball
draft.
NBA.
Yeah, that
Like no, I thought like you guys were drafting topics. Like there was a draft. I don't know why. I don't know why
hell
I
is
thought
wrong
that.
with you,
Yeah,
dude?
yeah. I thought it was like I want number 1 draft pick.
number
table
1 draft
tennis.
pick. Give
Yeah.
me table tennis.
Yeah, I know.
But
Okay.
No, okay. So the rough draft was due, and yeah, I was doing it on the last day or whatever, and it was like, oh, this has to be 10 pages for the
Yeah.
rough draft. And so basically, what I did was I wrote like really shitty like thesis
Yeah.
statement, and then I would put long quotes. You have to cite sources, so I'd be like, oh, in the words of this table tennis coach, and then I put like 2 paragraphs on what he said that tangentially related, you know, it related to what I was talking about. But I padded that 10 pages, dude. It was really bad, and I was like, I'll fix this. But I didn't know this was gonna happen.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is for our senior paper and projects, the entire English department at the school reviews all the senior papers to give first drafts like a grade. And this is meant to help students so that they can revise and their final product is better. So I had an English teacher. I'm not going to put the real name. I'll just say Mr. Gomez. And so I sat in
Why didn't you make him Latin?
No, he was not Latin.
Why'd you put it on the Hispanics, dude? Mr. George Lopez.
Because there's gonna be a lot of teachers reference tonight.
True.
So
Mr.
yeah,
Gomez,
yeah.
Mr. Gomez, okay.
So Mr. Gomez, I had English with him, and I sat in the front row in this English class, and you know he was an eccentric guy, but today he was extra eccentric. And I walked into English class that day. I had no idea that he had done this at all. I just walk into English class, and Mr. Gomez is sitting in a office chair in the middle of the classroom.
He's doing this during his class.
Yes.
What?
This like the period hasn't started
Is
yet.
there not like desks?
Yeah. So there's like imagine you have desks on the left side, desks on the right side, and there's a whole middle row where the teacher can walk around and speak. So he's sitting in the middle on this like office chair with his feet crossed like this, paper in hand, and like sort of like tapping.
Yeah.
And we're just like, we all sit down dead quiet.
Yeah.
He doesn't acknowledge anyone. We're just all sitting down, and then the period bell rings. And when the period bell rings, almost like he practiced this in his mind, he stands up.
Stupid.
He stands up.
Sit down, cause
sorry.
for the story.
He stands up, right? And he throws the paper on the ground. This like 10 pages of bullshit. He throws it on the ground. And again, I sit in the front row.
Yeah.
So and when he threw it on the ground, I was able to read the top.
The MOA format. Wyatt branches.
Yes.
Mr. Gomez.
So the reason he was being all like angsty is because he wanted to shit on this paper. So the way he starts our period is by throwing the paper on the ground, stomping on it, and then saying that this is the worst paper he had ever read in this history of senior papers.
That's so funny.
And then he was explaining to the class, never do what this student did.
Mind you.
And I looked down at the paper thinking it was like something 10 years old or something.
Yeah.
No, I see Wyatt branches.
That's great.
And so later on, after
No, okay. Now let me tell you.
Now
Because,
Wyatt needs his.
mind you, this teacher, I didn't have him. They randomly distributed the senior papers, and it wasn't going to go to your English teacher. So it wasn't my English teacher. I didn't even have this guy. So I had no idea any of this was going on. So I come up to lunch, come to our group to sit, you know? And basically what I think happened was Nikolai told me.
Nice.
These are real names.
Nikolai.
Nikolai told me that that apparently Mr. Gomez was like stomping on some kid's kid's paper, and he was just insulting it. He did this every class. It wasn't just Connor's class. He did every period.
That's the best part of the story. That's the best part of the story. He had to stomp on it multiple times.
Yes.
He like picked it up off the ground to stomp on it again.
Yes.
That's great.
Okay. Now we have the reveal, which Connor comes.
And yeah, what happens? Wait.
Yeah, so I come up to Wyatt. I think it was during like before we had like a track like practice or something. I come up to you and I was like, "Hey, bro."
I know. Yeah.
I'm like, so like my English teacher just fucking violated you. And he's like, what? And then I explained everything that right? And so tell them what. I was like, you should maybe talk to him about it.
I was mortified. I remember Nikolai was there too, because obviously he was in track or cross country. It was probably track because it's the end of the year. And he was literally like, wow, why I knew you weren't like studying like doing this way in advance, but like I thought usually you got your shit together, man. Like,
dude, that
like he was like, you don't know how much he was insulting.
Yeah, really?
He was stomping on it, he just threw it over and over on the ground.
You had to print out multiple copies.
Yeah, and so everyone in my life that knew about this was like, you gotta go talk to him, man. That was not okay. They did that to you. And they're like, you could probably, tell the principal or whatever if you so chose. Like, so unless you have anything to add,
what's wild about it is like the nonchalantness about it, because like if he didn't want like anyone to find out who he was talking to, he could have just brought like random pieces of paper with other words on it and threw it on the ground. But he literally used your paper with your name on it. So
No,
like anyone in the classroom could
It's
see
just-
it.
Yeah, it's funny to me because you always remember. Like I always feel like whenever I get a good grade, I gotta go tell my friends about it. Like if I saw one of my friends' papers stomped on in front of the class, like
Yes.
that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was pretty
Immediately.
embarrassing. Okay.
Okay, wait.
And,
So what happened? Did you talk?
No, yeah. So I went up to him. I went to talk to him at lunch. I had never even met this guy,
Really?
right? Because I didn't have this teacher. Ruth, you can bring me.
Wait, then how do you read your essay?
Wait. Let me get a drink first.
Pause.
Why? Well, yeah, I wonder
Shout
why
out
there was a
to
glitch.
Ruth.
Shout out to Ruth.
Ruth
for
is
supplying
Jamie.
us-
Ruth is Jamie for this podcast, I guess. Right now, Connor, what's called? Yeah.
How did this drink get here? Whoa, this
Yeah.
one's way stronger. All right.
Okay.
Anyway, so I went to go meet Mr. Gomez, and I was a lot more timid, especially in high school. So I went to him. I was like, "Hi, for some reason my paper wrote, 'Please see me.'
Yeah.
So I'm here."
Wait, if you didn't have him, then why?
No, you had to go to your teachers and get feedback, I believe.
Yeah.
If you got a bad
Okay.
grade,
You
especially.
did, yes.
Right?
You got a bad grade. Yeah.
This is the first draft.
thought you got
This
an
is
A.
the first
I got an
draft.
A and it had footprints on
Yeah.
it. Dude. No.
Yeah, A with a Nike size 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like what? Yeah. But anyways, I went up to him and then he was like, "Oh yeah, oh this is your paper." Oh, I'd never seen somebody judge. Like I saw his face. It's like, "Oh, you're an idiot." Okay. Okay.
Because you've been
Wow.
stomping on your paper.
This
and
is not what I
everything.
expected you to look like.
That
But
is-
you're an idiot. All right.
Talking
He just in his head he just recalibrated how he was gonna speak to me.
Yeah.
He started speaking slower. But okay, show your paper. It's just like, but we went over the paper or whatever. I was like, "Hey, I have some friends that have your class, and I heard that you
Wait, did you actually say this?
Yes, I told him to
Wow.
do this. I told him
threw
to
my
do this.
paper on the ground and stomped on it, and like,
Telling
if that's true, that is like totally like crossing the line. Like, I understand the paper wasn't good, and he's like, that's absolutely not true.
Deny.
He's like, I would. He was like, I would never do that. And your friends are probably they made
Wait,
that
did
up.
they actually say?
Yeah.
Say actually?
Yes.
That's so.
And I was such a bitch. I was like, you're probably right, sir.
I love how you have multiple friends corroborate this.
Yeah, I
and-
know, and it's like separate. They weren't even colluding. And he,
No, honestly, I knew he was shame, but I didn't have the courage back then to be
Yeah,
be like
fair
that's
enough.
not true. Come on.
no, dude, that's so.
I'll go to the principal right now. I was gonna get my paper an A. All right, this is the best paper.
Dude, you sure? What did you get on it eventually?
Eventually I got a good grade. I don't remember. It was good, but the
Better
first
than
one,
stomping.
the first one I wasn't like 60.
Dude, yeah. Dude, I don't even get. Like I've gotten everyone's gotten I guess an F, but like
I wanna-
stomping like.
Yeah, I want to know if I still have the draft. That would be so funny.
Oh, that would be
Dude,
amazing.
I'm pretty sure I had full page quotes.
Yeah, I know. Really?
You know,
Wikipedia copy and paste.
No, it wasn't Wikipedia, but it definitely. And
wait,
also,
what was
I
your
made
senior
up
project?
sources.
What was your senior project? Because you had to do something.
It was on table tennis, or it was just like, does table tennis help you retain cognitive
So
hand-eye
did you, like,
mobility
play
into
table
older?
tennis a
yeah,
lot?
yeah.
Oh, okay,
It was
okay,
pretty.
okay.
All right, guys, we're gonna have a better ad read at some point. Here's the temporary one.
Bro.
We have
Bro,
a
we
West
need
Coast
a new
tour
one.
coming up, Luke.
We need a new
you don't
one.
like my old one?
Yeah, okay, whatever.
I'm
Hey,
good, guys. I'm gonna do the dream thing.
Yeah, I
but
know, okay.
all right, we got a West Coast tour coming up. We'd love to see you guys. Here are the tour dates. We have
gonna be pretty fun.
October 18th in Los Angeles. We're at the Kookaburra Lounge.
Jesus, stop sounding like an ad.
Oh my! It is an ad.
Yeah, but then don't make it genuine.
All right, October
would not-
19th, the day after, we're in Los Angeles. We're in San Francisco at the Fate Collective.
Yep.
Then November 2nd, we are in Las Vegas at the Classic Jewel. Then the week after that, November 9th, we are in Seattle at the Seattle Public Theater. That venue is subject to change. And then
Nice.
November 10th, we are
Public
in
Theater.
Portland, at the Chapel Theater. If you guys want to get tickets, it's going to be in the notifications, or not notifications. It's going to be in the.
Nice.
I'm
No,
pretty
it's
drunk.
like 1 in the morning right now. I want to go
Yeah,
sleep,
literally.
bro.
It is in the description, and then it's also in the bio on any of our social media. So we would love to see you guys there.
Please
Seriously.
come out.
And you guys, since you're DLC viewers, you can use the code DOC, and it will be a discount.
All caps, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
All right.
hope to see you there. It's
Now
gonna be
back to
fun.
the episode.
What was yours,
Wyatt?
Connor?
I really liked anime at the time.
At the time.
Let me
At
preface
the
At
this.
the
time.
time.
So like my paper
I was
was
a weeb.
about cherry blossom trees and how they are like integral to like Asian culture and specifically Japan.
That's interesting.
A white dude just writing
Yeah,
all
yeah,
about
yeah,
Asian
yeah,
culture.
yeah.
Very stereotypical.
So like my project though, I had to plant cherry blossom trees on campus.
Ah.
And so that's
that
what
was
I did.
actually pretty cool.
Would you have to?
Because
And it would. So here's the thing. It would have been cool if I at all had a green thumb and was not retarded, and they didn't just die immediately.
Yeah.
after I
Died?
planted them. Well, because like you have to water a tree.
Yeah. Yeah. Who knew?
So I had to go. You don't understand how much red tape I had to go through just to put the seeds in the ground. So like the school, I had to like ask so many people.
I'm assuming.
To even put the seeds in the ground. And then I did, and I had help doing this. And then we set up the water lines to do it, so that way I didn't have to go water them.
Yeah.
So theoretically, they're supposed to be watered,
Yeah.
right? But the thing is,
That's not your fault then.
well, sure, but I think like a cherry blossom tree needs more water than like the other trees around it. And I don't think cherry blossoms necessarily are like adjusted to 100-degree like California climate.
Yeah.
So like I put them in the ground, but I don't think they ever actually I don't
Did
think they ever
anything?
sprouted. No, I don't
That's
think
funny.
I don't like if you go to Northgate right now, like you're not gonna see no cherry
What's
blossoms.
Northgate?
Sorry.
Who is
I'm just
that?
kidding. It's okay. We bleeped it. Anyway, hey, speaking of senior year, I remember senior year, I had maybe the worst teacher. I liked him, but in terms of actually teaching, his name was Mr. McGuffrey.
McGuffrey, yeah.
Who
Wait, was
did
that your what?
AP Comp Sci.
I think you've talked about him before.
Yeah.
Mr. McGuffrey, yes.
And
Did
like
Connor also have
we've
him?
talked about him, but Connor had him the year before because you took AP Comp Sci your junior year, right? And like you have some pretty legendary stories of that dude.
Yes. So Mr. McGuffrey, I had a best friend at the time, and he's still a good friend of mine. But we would hang out all the time, and I had
Yeah?
AP Comp Sci with Mr. McGuffrey with him.
Yeah.
And for the sake of the clip, I'm just gonna say his name was Angel, and so I had.
Why are you making everyone Hispanic, dude?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's Indian.
His name was
but his-
Cesar Chavez.
Angela.
Yeah.
His name is Angela.
Yeah.
So
Anjal.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's ironic that I say his name's Angel because I'm about to tell you some shit that makes him not sound like an angel at all.
All right.
Okay, let's hear him.
So I had AP Comp Sci in Mr. McGuffrey's
Yeah.
class with Angel, and the thing about Mr. McGuffrey is he was like a nice guy, but I don't think he was suited to deal with like 14, 15-year-old
Shitty
boys.
Yeah.
students. Oh God.
Yes. No backbone. Just
I
being
know.
blunt, no
I know what you
backbone.
mean with those teachers. Yeah.
And it's like one of those things where like when you're a kid, you just respect your elders, but once you get to high school, I feel like
Yeah,
that's when you realize,
fuck
like
this
teachers are just like
Yeah.
they're
Yes.
just normal people
Yeah,
too.
it's just like-
and I feel like Mr. McGuffrey was the
Yeah.
No wife, no girlfriend. We're like, this guy's a fucking loser. We're gonna destroy this guy. I can make this guy cry any day.
Jesus.
So Mr. McGuffrey, he had no wife, and he
Okay, let me just say, he's the worst teacher, okay? what we do is he would put up a comp sci problem for us to, like, do, and then he would just sit there on his phone the entire time. And
He
also,
would.
we would sit there on our fucking phones. I've told this before on the podcast, but, like, literally, Mr. McGuffrey was walking by. There was a student playing, like, fucking CSGO, okay?
Yes.
And Mr. McGuffrey goes, nice shot. Like, why are we supposed to be teaching,
Yeah.
man? So that's the context for this guy,
Yes.
all right?
And like, here's the thing: if you talk to him just like at a cafe, totally nice guy. But because he's dealing with 15-year-old boys who don't listen,
Yeah.
it's like it's not a good mix. And so it's an AP Comp Sci class, so you have access to computers, and he'd be giving a lecture, and people would just be watching Pokemon.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "I like that episode."
Yeah.
He really just doesn't give a shit.
And then where Angel comes in, so I sat right next to Angel.
Now, Angel is a natural-born instigator.
Yes,
Really? Wait, what's
If
his
he
real-
senses weakness,
yes, Angel
Who
can
is-
sense weakness.
oh.
are you fucking stupid?
Oh,
Luke
I
didn't get it,
I
guys.
didn't know who Angel was this whole time. Okay. All right. I didn't know.
So-
Okay.
Let me tell you at least one story about Angel and Mr. McGuffrey.
I
Is
thought his name was say his real name. Okay.
so this is how much like zero backbone this teacher had. Is we had a like midterm in this class at one point, and again like the dynamic in the class is such that by the time we had the midterm, you knew he was weak enough for this to like just happen and be okay.
That's great.
Yeah, you were not scared.
Yes,
to,
exactly.
Like,
You were
say
not
you were gonna
scared.
cheat. You're like, I
Yes.
don't give a shit. Yeah, who
Yeah,
cares?
yeah.
So, Angel did not study for the midterm at all.
No.
But he wanted to buy himself more time to study for the midterm. So
But he would, yeah.
He's like, what do I need to do to like buy more time to study for the midterm? So what he does is during like as Mr. McGuffrey is passing out all the tests to all the students, Angel gets his test first out of all the bunch, and he starts, filling in answers. And as Mr. McGuffrey's passing out the other tests, Angel decides to yell at the top of his lungs. Not even the correct answers, just answers to the test. So he's like, the answer to number 1, guys, is B. And mind you, there's like probably 4 different versions of the test. So like that's
Yeah.
not, and he also doesn't even know what the correct answer is.
Yeah.
So he's just, and he gets through like 10 of the questions. And before Mr.
McGuffrey's like in the corner, like working up the courage to say something.
Well, no, this is what's crazy is he didn't even immediately shut it down. He's just like, guys, can we please be quiet while we take the test?
What a bitch.
Yes. But this is the thing, it's like you feel bad for him as like an adult retroactively, but also like if you can't handle that, like you should have.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
That's
you
so
should have
funny.
Like, yeah. So, but here's the craziest part. He keeps going even though Mr. McGuffrey said that.
Yeah.
And then eventually Mr. McGuffrey's like, okay, I have to take your test away because you're being disruptive and like, actively sabotaging the whole class. and then Angel was just like, okay, well, can I take the test tomorrow at lunch? And he says yes.
That's so hard.
That's just, bro.
You almost feel bad as like an adult now. You feel bad for Mr. McGuffrey and that dude.
So many people like
At the time, I was like,
Yeah.
what a pussy.
I had a conspiracy theory about Mr. McGuffrey at the time because like
Oh, no.
you know what conspiracy theory I'm about to tell?
About the African girls?
The African about his,
Wait,
his
I wanna hear about-
adopted children.
The adopted.
Yes.
Hey, you're the one who spread that. We talked about this rumor on a previous episode.
So you did?
You were the one who started this?
No, I didn't. Well, okay. Let me explain. Let me
Okay,
explain. So many people did not like Mr. McGuffrey as a teacher, even though he was an amicable guy.
Yeah,
And
because
so,
like everyone skipped the AP Comp Sci
Yes.
AP test because
Yes.
nobody knew how to code.
Yes.
Like, dude, there was another dude, a friend of Connor's, who literally for his final project he just looked up like Tetris code and he just
Yes.
turned it in.
Yeah,
and he's like,
this-
"Oh, I made this."
yes.
And
And that's so fucking
so
crazy.
far beyond our level.
And I knew he did it.
Scratch and
It's so
code.org.
fucking crazy because in our AP Comp Sci class, the end project you have to do is to basically make your own like video game,
Yeah.
very basic video game.
Yeah.
Not at all supposed to be as advanced as something like Tetris.
Yeah,
which
obviously.
seems super simplistic,
Yeah.
like simplistic to someone who doesn't code, but it's like actually more
Yeah,
advanced
it
than you would
definitely
think.
is.
And so like another one of my friends, very much like Angel, this motherfucker just Googled Tetris code, first YouTube video, copied all the code, and then like for his senior project, he's going up and he's like displaying and projecting the Tetris game, and and it's thousands of lines of code, thousands of lines of code. And you know, like how like when you are like told to read a book in English,
Yeah.
and you like, oh, I didn't read any of it, but I'm gonna like
Yeah,
go up in front of class and
Oh, that's-
pretend.
oh, that's
Like,
so great. That's
it's
what-
like that. It's like that. He's like, oh, so you see this line of code here? This is like,
Yeah,
this is how
this
the
is-
block is turning. Like,
No, that's so fucking funny. Well, I want to hear about this adopted children thing.
yes. So
You don't remember this?
No, I don't really.
y'all remember the conspiracy
remember.
theory? So I had AP Comp Sci for like fall and spring of that year or something like that.
Yeah.
And so we
It's
had
fucking high school. You have it the whole year, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah. So like, but like we went into winter break, and going into winter break, everyone hated Mr. McGuffrey, and so
As usual.
before winter break started, they started this petition. Some student
Yeah.
started this petition to get him fired and get him replaced.
Yeah.
Which was well justified, frankly, but
Well, sure, yes. So the thing is, so many students signed this petition, including myself.
Wait.
Because
What?
I just didn't think he was a good, like,
Okay, what happened to Mr. Gomez? Or no, that was the other guy.
That was
Like,
the
you
English
guys
teacher.
are
That was the
using
English
Mr.
teacher.
McGuffrey's real name because you fucking hate him.
Yeah.
We're not,
Whatever.
We're not.
Oh, it's not his real name, Mr.
Bro, you're dumb, bro.
Mr.
You gotta-
McGuffrey is not the real name of the teacher.
Oh,
We'll
really?
tell you later.
Okay,
We'll
I
tell
thought
you
it
later.
was.
It's close. That's what you think it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So this petition went around right before winter break. And then we go off for winter break. We hang out with our families. We come back from winter break. And when we come back from winter break, my first class with Mr. McGuffrey, we all sit down and the period starts. And then he announces to the class that he just adopted 2 African children. And so the conspiracy theory that I passed around, I was pissed. Because I was
Pissed.
I
Two
was
African
pissed.
girls found a
No, I
home.
was pissed because I was like, this motherfucker just adopted 2 children, so we feel bad for getting him fired, and we like just dropped the
that's
petition.
hilarious.
Remember when we talked
Yeah, I
about
kind of remember.
And so like the conspiracy theory is that like that's what I pass around. Yes,
All right.
but the petition is not something I started. I was just on board with it. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
that guy Angel, he did a lot to teachers. I remember what he used to do with Mr. Let's just call him Mr. Jesus. All right, guys. So that was part 1 of the episode. Part 2 is coming next week. So thank you guys for tuning in.
See you next time.
See you next time.
24 hours to live, man, need a young mace. 24 seconds on the clock, I hit the pump fake.
24 on my back, one day I was 8, looking down from the top, yeah, it was fake.